What is up, people of the internet? How are you today? I hope everything's going well, and thanks for stopping into this video. Today, we're going to be looking at some controversy surrounding Jillian Michaels. She decided to state a fact about reality, and that has everybody all upset. So let's take a look at what's got people all riled up. Jillian Michaels draws criticism after commenting on Lizzo's body, and Lizzo is a rapper slash singer slash flute player, but she's an entertainer. So she was on this morning show, and they were talking about Lizzo for some reason when the host, I believe, asked her about Lizzo's body and her message, basically. And as a physical trainer, what did you want her to say? Yeah, her body positivity message is wonderful, even though she's overweight. She's a physical trainer. She can't say that. But let's take a look at it.
I have to say, I've personally found, and I love celebrities like Lizzo or Ashley Graham who are really preaching self-acceptance.
I love her music.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know anything about her. I'm sure she's a cool, awesome chick.
Yeah, and I love that they're putting images out there that we normally don't get to see, of bodies that we don't get to see being celebrated. And
why are we celebrating her body?
See, just wait right there. People are pretending like Jillian Michaels just decided to get on Twitter and say something about Lizzo's body. No, she was prompted. She was asked if this is a great message. Now, if she were to agree and say, yeah, it's a great message, people should be happy no matter what weight they are, that would be discounting all the science that's available, and it would be discounting the fact that she's a physical trainer that tries to get people in shape. It'd be like asking someone who deals with addiction, hey, weren't those Budweiser commercials great? Or wasn't that song that talked about drinking until you blacked out? Wasn't that great? And just to hit you with some facts before we get into the rest of this, just to kind of put things into perspective for you. According to the National Institute of Health, obesity and overweight together are the second leading cause of preventable death in the United States. Close behind, tobacco use, an estimated 300,000 deaths per year are due to the obesity epidemic. Now, this is nothing to shake a stick at. This is serious business. This is a matter of life and death. And when you look at Lizzo's size, this isn't about a few extra pounds. This is about obesity. And the question is, as a society, should we be accepting people being positive at that weight when they are literally on the verge of getting diabetes and could possibly die? And like I said, it would be similar to glorifying things like alcoholism. And alcoholism kills less people per year than obesity does. So this isn't about being mean or just walking up to people on the street and saying, hey, fat ass. No, this is about a physical trainer being asked if obesity is a good lifestyle to live. And of course she's not going to say that. She shouldn't say that. And neither should the rest of the world be saying that.
Why does it matter? That's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't we celebrating her music? Because it isn't going to be awesome if she gets diabetes.
Well, I want to ask you.
I'm just being honest. Like, I love her music. Like, my kid loves her music. But there's never a moment where I'm like, and I'm so glad that she's overweight. Like, why do I even?
And that's a great point. What is the message of body positivity when you're 300 pounds? It's literally saying it's okay to be unhealthy. And a lot of people will claim, oh, you don't know how healthy she is. She could be extremely healthy and be that overweight. People are fooling themselves. It is true that there are certain people that can exercise and exercise and exercise and not lose the weight due to some biological condition. But 99% of people, if they exercise, they lose weight. So it's appropriate to say if someone is morbidly obese, they are not healthy.
Even care. Why is it my job to care about her weight?
And the funny thing is that Jillian never cared about her weight. She was asked this question, right? And people on the internet are pretending like she just came out and started attacking Lizzo when that just isn't the case. So let's take a look at some of the blowback that Jillian got for these comments and how crazy these people are, how out of touch they are, how they seem to not care about reality or what's true. And what amuses me about this is I guarantee a lot of these people claiming that any weight is okay are probably the same people jumping on the bandwagon of trying to get people canceled when they slip up the slightest with the way they phrase a sentence or something. So we're completely accepting of people on the verge of diabetes and death, but we're not accepting of people who say the wrong thing on the internet. Our priorities seem to be all fucked up. This person says, more people die from complications of anorexia than any other mental illness, but sure, let's ask for Lizzo's blood work. And this got 11,000, almost 12,000 likes. We don't have to ask for Lizzo's blood work. This is what I'm talking about. People pretending like we would actually need a physical exam to see if Lizzo is unhealthy or not, or if her weight is an unhealthy weight. It is. There's tons of science to back that up. We have an obesity crisis in America. And while it's true that anorexia can also be a problem with young women, given our standards of beauty are pretty ridiculous when you look at magazines. They're photoshopped. The bodies some of these women have is ridiculous. And they achieve a lot of this with surgery and implants. So I can understand how the messaging to little girls is not very healthy. And this probably promotes anorexia, right? But you can see the move she made here. We were talking about obesity, then to turn around and talk about mental illness. Well, obesity isn't a mental illness, but it is a condition, and it can be a deadly one, as well as anorexia. As much as people don't like the idea of being able to clock someone or be able to tell what their health is by looking at them, and obviously this isn't foolproof, but we do have a good idea by sight alone how healthy someone is. This is built into our biology. Through thousands of years of evolution, we understand as human beings what a healthy body type is. So how about anorexia is a real issue and obesity is a real issue, and we take both of them into account and don't dismiss one because the other exists. Lizzo spends hours every night singing and playing the flute during intensive dance cardio. That's what they call it, intensive dance cardio. And this is an argument, again, trying to point to the fact that Lizzo's actually really healthy. She actually does a ton of cardio. And actually looking at her body, you can never get a good idea of how healthy she actually is by just looking, which is absolutely ridiculous. Could we say the same thing about someone who's obviously fit? They have a six-pack and muscles, and they're just straight up ripped, but we can't tell whether they're healthy or not. And obviously there could be underlying issues, like someone has a disease that isn't noticeable from appearances alone. But exceptions to the rule are not the rule themselves. There are pretty good guidelines we can use to deem whether someone is healthy just by looking at them. Again, is it foolproof? No. But to pretend like we can't tell someone is unhealthy when they're morbidly obese is just being willfully ignorant for the sake of being kind. And what happens when Lizzo does die from diabetes? What does everyone say then? Well, I'm really glad she was positive about her unhealthiness all the way up until she died. You know, she was happy at least. No one would be saying this about something similar like alcoholism or an addiction, because that's what obesity is. It's an addiction to food. And you can be so addicted to the food that you end up killing yourself. So while I'm not going to walk around finding every alcoholic or addict out there and tell them to stop doing what they're doing, if I'm asked a question about whether it's a healthy lifestyle, you bet your ass I'm going to give the factual answer. And that's not because I'm trying to be an asshole. It's because I'm trying to be factual. Just admit that the only self-worth you found for yourself is your thinness, Jillian. Then go to therapy and do the work to love yourself. Okay, that's reading a lot into Jillian's statements. Maybe she doesn't love herself, but even if that was true, it still doesn't mean that obesity is healthy. Oh, and I found this one just to be a hoot. Let's read it. I noticed the Lizzo played 22 shows across the country over the course of 2 months. I am guessing she was on stage for 1.5 to 2 hours a night. If you've seen her live performances, you'll note that she's dancing and singing and playing the flute in all of these songs. This is an incredible athletic feat. What? Are you kidding me? I understand being up on stage and giving a performance for a couple hours is difficult. I mean, it does take some sort of stamina, right? But I've never really considered it an athletic feat. I do consider this one, though.
More than 75 feet.
Just a little over the line.
Shucks, man. I can't do it.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of people can't do it. That's why it's an athletic feat. That's why it's incredible and a display of athleticism. Because not everyone can do that. Now, this is not an attempt by me at being cruel or mean or trying to fat shame. This is simply me pointing out the difference between what an actual athletic feat is and what this person is pretending one is. So let's take a look at what he's calling an athletic feat. Here it comes. You guys ready? Okay, there it is. Damn, look at that athletic feat. Now, not everybody can play the flute, but I guarantee you a lot of people just could do this. Look, it's cool. She's a great singer. She's a great performer, but that is not athleticism. She did it for like 2 seconds, and now she's walking. Fucking get real, people. Try running 7 miles per hour in heels on a treadmill, clearly singing the words to Truth Hurts without sounding out of breath. Stop halfway to play the flute for a minute. Now start running again and finish the song. Now do this for 2 hours. Yeah, I just don't think that's what's going on. I really don't. I'm sorry to say, but I do not think this is equivalent to running miles and miles and then stopping and playing the flute, or running miles and miles while having to simultaneously sing. She's not running, she's walking, and then she did some twerking playing the flute. Not to discount any of that. It's just not athleticism, okay? That's more or less what Lizzo trained to do night after night, and to make it look effortless and fun at the same time, she gives an incredible performance. Yeah, it's an incredible performance, but not an athletic feat. I, deemed average BMI by science, yeah, that old pesky science thing, can barely dance through one Lizzo song. You can barely dance through one song. You must be really getting down, my dude. Just fucking... Oh, yeah, damn. Is the song almost over yet? Let alone keep it up for multiple hours. And I run 3 miles 3 times a week. Okay, this dude's just lying now. He can't dance through an entire Lizzo song, but he runs 3 miles 3 times a week. So the next time you hear someone opine that Lizzo is normalizing obesity, know that it's simply more fat phobia disguised as health concerns. No, it's real, genuine health concerns, given science is a thing, given that obesity does have side effects and consequences that can come with it. Just look at how many people die per year. It's not a conspiracy. You know what might be a conspiracy, though? You saying you can't dance through one song but can run 3 miles 3 times a week? That's just weird. Hey guys, I can run a mile in under 5 minutes, but I really have a hard time getting up this flight of stairs. Jillian Michaels is a professional torturer. Is that what you call getting in shape? Yeah, it's hard work. Maybe torture, whatever. But that's how you get in shape. She's a torturer. Why give her this space when she has whole TV shows to spout her fat-phobic rhetoric already? Bree Davies. Right, fat-phobic weight loss. Weight loss is fat-phobic, guys. Didn't you know? Here's another article Bree Davies retweeted. Everything you know about obesity is wrong. You mean like everything? Like obesity can give you diabetes? I'm pretty sure that's a fact. Everything we know about obesity is wrong. Crazy. Does she know that skinny people can have diabetes just like larger women? I love it how people bring up the exception to the rule as if it discounts the rule. There is a link between obesity and diabetes. This isn't going away anytime soon because skinny people can have diabetes. What is wrong with these people on the internet? Anyways, I just wanted to bring you some more of the internet's crazy people and how they conflate things all the time, things that are grounded in facts and truth and reality, and we're just going to throw that all away because Lizzo is a great performer and I really like her, therefore she's not fat. Right. Okay, whatever, internet. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you did, could you please give that like button a little click? And also maybe share this video with your friends on social media. I would really appreciate that. So that about wraps things up, and I will see you on the next one, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.